All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Today I want to do a gameplay review of my buddy WolvyFan on Marvel Rivals. He's been wanting this guide for a minute, and I was taking a look at your history here in Marvel Rivals. You've got a lot of wins, but one thing I noticed is that in all of your games, or at least a lot of your games, you die a lot more than all your teammates. Like 11 here, next closest person was 6. 10 here, tied with this guy for the most. Let's see, even in a game where you won MVP, you died the second most. This one right here, you died the most. And so what that tells me just on the surface is that you've got some bad decision-making habits, specifically with probably how you're positioning yourself and just your overall awareness of what's happening in the game. And so I was hoping to, I think I'm going to take a look at this one where you went 15 and 15. You won, and you're playing Iron Man, which is your most played character. But I just want to take a look at your gameplay and kind of dive in and point out some things that might be able to help you think a little bit differently as you're playing and hopefully keep you alive longer just so that you can have more of an impact on the game instead of being walking back from spawn all the time. Let's see if we can find you here. Yep, okay, so you start off as Magik in this game. And okay, already immediately, the first thing I could tell you is if you are playing Magik, you probably don't want to be sitting main. You want to be taking an off angle as a DPS. What does that mean? That means you're positioned in an area away from the rest of your team. You're trying to create a distraction to pull attention and resources your way instead of just standing in the crowd where all the damage is being shot and funneled into anyways. And especially as Magik, you're a dive hero, and so you want to dive in and surprise them. And right here, they're all going to see you coming, which makes it way easier to counter you. So I personally, if I was playing Magik, I would play over here and wait for, another important thing is if you're playing a dive hero like Magik, you have to wait for the two teams to engage with one another and start fighting before you make your move. Otherwise, the whole team's going to see you and just turn around and kill you. Another spot you could play is up here on the top left and wait kind of for these teams to engage right here and then jump down and harass their supports. But let's see what you do. You're kind of just standing main, wandering around. You're walking into their spawn where they can't die. You're just dashing around, wasting cooldowns. Sorry. You're dashing around, wasting cooldowns. And so you're holding them at the door where they can all see you and you're squishy. And you can see why that might be a bad decision because they're all looking at you and they're basically seeing you as a free kill right now, which you are. Let's see what happens. You try to get out. Well, you dash out. Luckily, you lived. Your supports healed you up. But a very dangerous position, and you don't really want to hold their door. Let the tanks hold the space, all right? You should just be pressuring their supports, which you can't do right now because they're in the spawn room. So you should just chill out and hide somewhere and wait for them to walk out. You don't need to be doing anything actively right now. But once again, you kind of dash in via main where the whole team is, so there's no element of surprise. You're right in front of everybody, and you're in front of your tanks, so you're like the first target people will choose to shoot. And then, yeah, you get instantly obliterated there. So, died. Let's skip forward to when you make it back to the next fight. Okay, you're walking back. This is probably what you do a lot, which we don't want you to keep doing anymore. We want you to have more of an impact and be dead less of the time. So you've just made it back. And once again, you're coming at it from main. That's kind of the main thing. I wanted to see you taking up like angles up here, maybe getting up here and then jumping down on their supports, or coming up on top here and jumping down on their supports. Taking an off angle where the supports have to look at you and they can't look down main where their teammates are fighting. Just take their attention. You don't even have to get a kill. Just get them to waste their cooldowns, waste their most valuable resource is probably their attention, honestly. If you can just get them to look at you so they're not actively healing their teammates, that means your teammates have an opening to kill the tanks and DPS up here. So that's kind of your job. And right now you're kind of just brawling, which Magik can do. Magik can kind of get in there and brawl a little bit, but yeah, it's just rough because your team is backing off there actively, and you dashed in through main where everybody could see you and died. So take some more off angles. Let's see what you decide to do here. I know at some point I think you switched because it said you're Iron Man. Okay, you're back. You're diving with the Hulk. I like that. That's a really good thing. If you can coordinate with your Hulk, or you get a teammate on your team who's also playing a dive character, coordinate. Say, hey, let's go in on this person and 3, 2, 1, go, and try and obliterate them, and then get out, or just waste their resources. That's a good thing. Just one thing there. That storm was 1 HP. You could have had a free kill, but you turned away for some reason. Okay, so you died again. Just kind of, you're just in the middle of their team. You're not really taking careful approaches. You're just kind of throwing yourself in the mix and dying, which, you know, Magik is not the best DPS at doing that, I'd say. She can fight on point. She's got a lot of tools like her demons that can just stay in there and do stuff, but okay, I like this here. You see this rogue on your healers, and so you're helping peel and fight. Yeah, that's good. Save your healers so that they can actually do their job. Okay, you're walking back. Let's see where you decide to go. You're walking straight into main again. See, when there was a staircase to the right, you could have taken up, and you could have gone and walked up and around right here and positioned yourself to jump in. Yeah, so right now, if you want to play like from this position with your tanks and team, I would choose a different hero. Like you'd be way more effective as a poke hero. Like choose Hela, choose anybody that can shoot Bucky. But this is not where Magik kind of thrives. You're kind of okay. You live there. Nice, good dash to stay alive. I want to see you go after that Gambit, who was 1 HP right there. He was very weak and in a bad position because he was in front of his whole team. He could have had a kill there. Okay, you're kind of just dashing down main right into the middle of their team again, and that's why you died. So hopefully you're noticing, just in watching these last few minutes, what's happening as to why you're dying so much. And maybe you know that, but that's just one thing you could do to stay alive more. Okay, right here, you see your team. Look at where your team's focus was. Let's just go back. Look at where your team's looking. Your Hulk is looking back. Your Doctor Strange is looking back. These guys down here. Everybody's looking down and that way at the ulting rogue on your sports. And you're looking straight at their team. And you're okay. Yeah, good. Way to turn around and start helping your team. I thought you were about to walk right into their team and die again. Not going to lie. Another thing is just having some more, and this is tough, but having awareness, game sense, that's all game sense means. Just being aware. So when you hear that storm ulting, try and find a safe spot away from your team so that you're not, or just not main, so you're not targeted. Here you decide to go Wolverine, which I think you have way more hours and time on, which I don't think is a bad move because they have 2 tanks, which is unusual for a quick play match. Let's see what this Hulk decides to do with you. So right here, I wouldn't want to be being thrown into battle just because your teams have not started fighting. Right now, their team, literally all they see is you about to be chucked into them. So where do you think they're going to turn and shoot? Yep. Okay, everybody immediately turns around and looks at you. You lose your extra HP cooldown, and you're going deeper. You're not trying to get out. You're going deeper. And their whole team just looks at you and blows you up, and you die. Something that would have been smarter to do there is I wouldn't have gone with the Hulk in the first place. I would have gone on the side somewhere and waited and kind of lurked and watched their team, and then use this ability, the dash, to get close to a tank, grab them, and then jump back into your team as they're pushing up. When you're Wolverine, you're not as effective against squishies. You need to go for people with large HP health bars because the damage your claws does is percentage based. It's a percentage of their health that it takes away. So the larger their health bar is, the larger that percentage of health you're taking away is. Doctor Strange and Rogue are both great targets to grab. And your whole goal is to kind of separate that one tank from their team and put them into yours so that we can burst them down, and then it's a 5v6. And when it's a 5v6, if we just stay alive and apply pressure, we'll win. But look what happens after you died. You died. Our Doctor Strange decided to send an ult. Nothing happened because the whole team was there, and so they had all their cooldowns available to counter us. And now there's only, what, there's 3 people up on our team, or your team, and 3 are dead, and they're just going to walk us down and take this point because you threw your life and you made it a 5v6. You and the Hulk, I'm not going to lie. The Hulk kind of threw you in and died with you. So now you're back on Magik, and let's see. I'm guessing you're going to just walk right in there and probably die again because your team isn't back yet. You still got a bunch, like one of your tanks is coming back. Okay, another thing. I just saw you use every single one of your cooldowns, and now you're in the middle of their team, and you have no way to get out safely. So that's another thing. When you're playing Magik specifically, you got to keep something in your pocket at all times to be able to get away or get out, because now you're completely vulnerable. This is good. I want you diving in. Look at the chaos right now. When there's chaos and stuff is going on everywhere, that's when you should be in there. See how nobody's like full on just obliterating you? Their team isn't all looking at you. So in the moments of chaos is a great time to strike. That's why you didn't just blow up there. But they're currently ulting his Gambit, so that's dangerous, and you should get out and back up with your team to regroup. Because, yeah, I mean, they just do way more damage. It's really hard to hit them, and they're getting healed. So at that point, you just need to back up and give them the space. Because they have something. If one of your supports had an ult to counter that with, then that would keep you alive. That would be great. You could stay in and fight. But since we didn't have any of that, you need to just get out. Sorry, I should skip ahead. Okay, now you decide to go Star-Lord, which is probably a better choice because he can at least get to the battle a lot faster. Okay, I like you going to help your teammates. That's good. And I like this position here. It's okay. This is kind of a weird spot to be because this choke is, there's not a lot of areas you can off angle with, but I would like to see you go up here and start shooting their supports because you have a lot of mobility. You can get up there. Okay, once again, you're kind of just walking straight into the middle of their team, which is fine because that move is good to do in the middle of their team on Star-Lord, but I just want you to be aware, be careful, because they're down a hero right now, and there's a lot happening, but just have some more awareness as to where people are. This is fine right now. Okay, right here, I don't know if I like this decision. You just sent yourself in deeper. You have no flip cooldown. You do have your shift to maybe get out, but they could still shoot you while you're doing that. I just don't love the decision to go deeper here when that guy's clearly got away and he's at half health and he's being taken care of by his other supports. Like, you see that Deadpool right here. He's literally shooting him, healing him right now. And now you're completely separated from your team and everybody's looking at you because you just flipped in. You have no juice to fly. You flip a little bit, you're trying, and then the team gets you because you're overextended. Look at where your team is. Your Hulk is making some bad decisions too. He just dived in for no reason and died. Your team is up here fighting and holding here, and you just dived in and ran around down here with 4 people chasing you. You might have taken a little bit of time off the clock, but now your team is fighting a 4v6, and they're pushing cart, which is the whole point of the game, is to get the cart at the end. So you're making it harder for your teammates when you die because you can't apply pressure. Okay, I like getting back quick. Using your stuff to get back quick is good. But once again, with Star-Lord, I want you taking, anytime you're DPSing, take an off angle. What does that mean? Just don't stand in main. Like, go up here on the side and shoot. Go over here on the side and shoot. Make them have to look at you. Don't just stand where they have... Don't be somewhere where they can see you and everybody else and they don't have to adjust their aim hardly at all to shoot you too. Make it so that they have to look a completely different direction to shoot you, and just shoot them from there. Harass them from there. Because that'll give your teammates openings to kill people and yourself. Okay, once again, you're going in super deep and separating yourself from your team. Okay, I like the decision to get out of there and just get back to your team. Great decision making. You were in front of literally their entire enemy team with all the damage and cooldowns going into your back, and so that's why you almost died. Once again, you're in front of your tanks, right in front of their whole team. I like that when they're ulting to go in and try and get their supports in that moment of chaos. I also like this move here because you are stalling the cart right now. See that? You're on the cart, so they're not actually moving it, even though they've taken all the space from us on the left. Because look at all how much space they're taking and trying to push forward and grab. And this cart is not moving. That space isn't being taken advantage of because you're touching. So this is good. I like this. I like also the decision to go back into your teammate's ult. You see this ult? That's the whole reason you just lived right there, is because that ult saved your cheeks. But there is this problem here, which you're probably about to die for. Yeah, okay. Luckily, your teammate has a rocket beacon. I would have honestly liked to see you pop the ult right when you were with that gambit, like 10 seconds ago. When you're jumping in, I want to see you pop the ult right here. Get that gambit immediately. Get that gambit immediately, and then turn and get their Deadpool, and then just the whole team falls after that. I wouldn't just be so quick to pop it, because now look at where their team is. They're all under the cover of this thing now, because your team pushed them back. So I would have held the ult at that point and waited for them to be out here where they're exposed, because now they can just walk back and take cover. You do get a Black Widow or a Black Cat that's caught out. See, and now you're just flying in deep into their team. You get a couple kills, but it's not going to do much because they're already in their spawn anyways, so it's just like 8 seconds. And their team already has... Well, I guess you got those 2 kills, but... Luckily, your team healed you, even though you almost died there. Once again, you're just in the back, fighting them in their spawn, accomplishing what? Like, what were you... I guess you wasted some seconds off the clock, but now your team's fighting a 5v6 again, and they're all regrouped up there. Okay, you're back with your team. I like this. Just kind of playing with your other teammates, staying close by so you can help protect one another. I like this. I like that decision. You just went in and you tried to take an off angle. This Strange came to challenge you, and now you're fighting him, and hopefully you regroup with your teammates. Yes, good. That was good. I like the vision there. If you would have gone in there and taken this off angle, or gone up here and shot down on them, that was a great idea. Your Punisher's ulting here. What I'd like to see you do in this moment is now. Now is the perfect time where you shouldn't be with your team. You should be in on their supports. Because then they have 2 things to worry about. They're not only worried about the ulting Punisher, but you're harassing them and making them run away from their cover so that they're in range of being shot by the Punisher. But you're playing with your team here, which is fine. But yeah, right now is where I'd like to see you, like, maybe try and... Don't put yourself in a position where he can easily, deal damage back to you, but maybe go in here and start shooting him. Make him back up even further, or run out into the open and get shot by your Punisher. I like you chasing their support on the side that you saw separated from their team. But now that he's regrouped, I don't really want you in that much longer. I hope you get out. Yep, way to get out. Get back with your team. This is good. Just standing right in front of your supports, shooting their tanks, and getting ult charge is great. This is fine. You're with your team. They can protect you. You can help defend them. You're not separated so that you can't get healed. I like this. Take an off angle. Start shooting from the side so that they have to worry about 2 areas now. Always be looking at the top right of your screen. It's like the radar in Call of Duty. It tells you so much about what decisions you need to make. If you see a teammate go down, you know you need to back up. If you see one of their enemies go down, that means you can go in. I wasn't paying attention to that either because I was mainly watching you, but another important thing to do is watch the kill feed. So once again, because you died, your team's fighting a 5v6. They just have to literally just shoot your teammates and keep the pressure up, and they will be taking space. Like, this is actively moving. You decide to go back Magik. It's fine using your cooldowns to get back faster. I'm fine with that. That's good. But once again, you're kind of just walking up main with... you're kind of just walking up main right into their team. And you get hit by an ult, and you die. So, if you would have taken an off angle, if you would have gone up here, walked inside this building, you would have probably lived there. And additionally, you could be stalling this cart right now so that they're not getting progress after your teammates just died. Luckily, you have an Adam who reses you. I like fighting on the point. This is really smart. It's just... it's good to fight on the point so that the cart is not moving, but you kind of just blew up because their whole team was right there. I would kind of back up and try and regroup, especially after an Adam ult. You also saw that you lost 2 teammates. I guess the Punisher just happened, but you only had 1 support at that point because he had died, so the odds of you getting healed weren't very high. You're back. You're as Iron Man now. This is your bread and butter. This is what you do. Let's see this. I'm excited to see the Iron Man because this is the guy you got the most hours on. So immediately flying up, shooting down on their team crowd. Great. I also see that you're moving to the right to use this building as cover, which is really, really smart. Even though you're flying, you can still take cover behind buildings and stuff. You're also shooting their supports, pressuring the people trying to heal so they have to back up. Really good. Great target priority. Way to get away once you start taking damage. I would like to see you fly back to your team or to the spawn room there. I don't think flying more deep into the enemy territory was that smart. Because now they can just chase you, and them chasing you means they'll still be safe. Because they're going into their team and you're going away from yours. So you end up dying for that decision. Okay, the cart is dangerously close to finishing now, so you're getting back to the fight fast. That's good. You're popping all your cooldowns. Love that. You're firing... Okay, good. When a Gambit pops his ult, I immediately want to see you going to target exclusively the Gambit if you can, because otherwise his whole team is just going to stay ulted and nobody's probably going to die, and your team is at more danger of risk. So if you're going to play up and be aggressive, go for the guy who just ulted so that their ult goes away potentially. But honestly, they're down 2 people right now. I would just fly back up in the air back to your team and stall and wait, because they aren't going to be able to take this point unless you guys seriously misplay somehow while you have 2 teammates ulting. But yeah, go for the Gambit. Go for the guy ulting. Once again, just take a snapshot of where everybody is. Think about it for a second. Your team, your tank is right here. I don't know where your Doctor Strange is. Your Doctor Strange is in spawn. So who is the closest person to this enemy team spawn right now on your team? It's you. Because you're above the cart and there's 3 enemies behind you. 2 supports and 1 coming back from spawn. So who are they going to shoot first? The guy behind the cart over here in an ult? Or you, who's not in an ult, completely exposed? Okay, great decision making. Way to get out of there and get into the ult. Okay, great. That was great. I like this. Just kind of... if it was me, I'd be like, guys, there's a Deadpool up here. We might be able to walk up and get another stagger here. Because if you kill the Deadpool, they're fighting a 5v6 for another 8-10 seconds. And he has to come back from spawn, and there's only 12 seconds left in the game. Okay, right there. I'm not sure what happened. I'm pretty sure you heard them portaling. So at that point, I also know you heard the pure chaos because I just heard it. So if you know that's coming, I would get away from point so that you can potentially avoid what just happened to you. But now your team's fighting a 5v6 with 7 seconds left, right as the game could potentially end. You almost have your ult though. So you got to tell your team, communicate that. Hey, say, guys, I literally almost have my ult. Please just stay alive a little bit longer. Stay alive a little longer. I'm almost back. I got my ult. Stall a little bit longer. You're back. You're firing. And you decide to send your ult in your spawn at their tank, who has a shield and can block it. So didn't love the decision making on the ult there. I would have liked to see you get up higher or maybe take an off angle. Look at your Adam right now. He's taking an off angle. Your team is down here in main fighting. He's up here shooting down on them, so they have to look up at him to attack him. And if they do, he can just back up and walk to your team. So that's really smart. You should be doing this. I want to see you fly up there. I want to see you fly up and around here. Use this building as cover maybe. Then send your ult instead of just desperately heaving it into their tank on point who just blocks it. This is good though. I like you shooting down where you are, and luckily your team kind of just won it and the game ended. But you finished with 15 deaths, which was the next highest death count was 8 from either of your team. So you died 7 more times than the next teammate on your team. So start applying some of those things I talked about. Value your life a little bit more. Don't fight. Like, think about, just have some more awareness about when you're fighting. Like, think about, what am I trying to accomplish right now? If I dive into their team in their spawn, what will happen if I get a kill? Because even if the best case scenario happens and you dive in on their team and their spawn, like was happening at the beginning of the second point, the best case scenario is they lose 8 seconds and then they're right back with their team immediately and they fight you guys full strength again. The worst case scenario is you die and you have a way longer time to get back than they do. And so your team is fighting a 5v6 for a lot longer. So it's probably not worth it to do that. But yeah, I mean, even on the enemy team, this team lost and their highest death count was 9. So like, try and find a way to utilize cover more. Don't be so reliant on your healers. So let's see what you did in this game. It is a game you won. You didn't die as much as the first game. So let's be fair to you and let's get a look at a few samples here. But anyways, I hope that helped. I hope something in there stuck out to you and maybe will help you in your games and your decision making. Let me know if you want another one, Wolvie.